I'd like to briefly talk about attraction and how we are understanding that now.
Okay, there are many different facets to attraction in terms of what you attract to you, the law of attraction, attraction between people. So where do you want to go with this?
Let's talk about attraction between people, because I feel like a lot of times in the 3D it is misconstrued.
Well, you're always attracting people to you in your reality for whatever reason. I mean, all the time. You know, when you step into an elevator and there are people in the elevator with you, when you go to work and you see people at work, when you go outside and you meet people randomly outside, these are all people coming into your reality all the time for whatever reason, whatever reflection. And if you begin to view reality as a dream, there is a purpose to each and every connection you make. No matter how seemingly insignificant it is to your rational mind, it's there for a reason. Sometimes it's a co-creation. Maybe it doesn't have exactly everything to do with you all the time. There could be varying degrees of reasons as to why someone else is observing you and you are observing them and their reality and your reality. But there is obviously some connection somehow in order for that interaction to be able to exist.
Mm-hmm. So sometimes, like when you meet people, you automatically know that it was meant to be.
Yes, so that would be the recognition of the agreement to co-create together.
Mm-hmm.
And when it does hit your rational mind, that's very purposeful. When you realize it beyond, the busyness of the day, when you see it, when you connect maybe with someone's eyes in the grocery store, and then you have that moment, and it hits you in a way that just kind of gets through the rational mind beyond its belief systems about what you have to do in your reality or what's going on, the busyness of the day. And it hits you and it strikes you and you feel something. There's something resonant. And that can be somewhat alarming sometimes because it kind of shakes you out. It brings you more recognition of the lucidity of physical reality as a dream. But you might not be able to voice it in that way. It could kind of alarm you, or it could be kind of pleasant. It could be a number of different things.
So in the instances where people get concerned about this, I think, personally, I feel like it would just be because of their belief systems.
Yes. So how people hold themselves if they don't believe they're worthy of someone else's attention, that can be a big indicator in how they choose to interact with the people they find in their reality.
Or like if they think the attraction can only play out in one way, which would be sexual, because that's how the 3D tends to think of attraction, as it being an attraction to the body, when in fact attraction can be the essence of a person or for a specific learning lesson that the other can help you with. It's not what I'm getting at is that people might shy away from attraction if they think it is only sexual and they don't want it to be that way.
Yes, there are a couple different factors involved with that. So the idea of sexual attraction as an interpretation of a general sense of attraction. We do have that kind of, especially in Western culture, I don't know about other cultures, but Western culture kind of hyper-focuses on sex. That saying, sex sells. We have it on our billboards, we have it in our commercials, we have it in our media, we have it everywhere that you really look in terms of how people associate bodies and attraction into one clumping of sex, 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 sex. And because of that, the mass consensus is that attraction has to lead to sex, when that's not always the case.
Right. In my experience with attraction, I feel like I've been more or less pretty fluid with it, where I can understand that I am attracted to a specific person, but it's not necessarily even about sex, like at all. And right. I feel like I've understood that. And that way I feel like in the past I've kind of been an interesting sort of a guide for some experiences I've had in the past.
Yeah. As far as males and females interacting and what I think you're going at there is a kind of confusion that can result if someone is not as clear in themselves as you are when it becomes understanding of attraction in general. So you might have a wonderful interaction with someone, and you feel in a sense that it was meant to be, and there was a resonance. And if that person that is resonating with you is lensing their belief system of sex in with that attraction, they're coloring that experience into only forming it as a sexual attraction. Whereas you weren't really resonating with that colored belief.
No, I was just enjoying myself with the person in the moment, and that was it.
So it's a matter of clarity, and I think as this shift continues, people will begin to ask themselves more and more what their belief systems are within themselves to color their experiences within their realities. And more people will understand that attraction doesn't always have to mean sexual attraction. It can exist that way, and it sometimes does exist that way. And when you know that, you feel it very strongly. Both people will feel that very strongly, and then you know that was the purpose for that connection.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Was that all?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Good deal.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.